Ta-da. And we are a go. Hey, what's up, everyone? Dave and Robotech Guy are back, and we're here with another episode of our Robotech 40th anniversary celebration.
Yes.
And today we're going to be talking about the second attempt at a sequel to the original Robotech saga, and that is Robotech: The Shadow Chronicles.
Yes.
And this one came out in 2006. Had a limited run in some independent movie theaters during an independent movie festival, and it was pretty cool to see it on the big screen. I don't think you didn't get to see it, right, on the big screen.
Nope. Rub it in. Rub it in. It's funny. The more people I talk to, when I come across any discussion involving Shadow Chronicles, they're like, "Oh, I got to see this in the theater. It was great." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. Great." Yeah.
A lot of excitement. I remember it was interesting, to see it in
Yeah.
a small theater, but it was packed. It was packed, and Tommy Yoon was there, and Kevin McKeever was there. They were doing giveaways, giving away toys and the masterpiece figures and stuff like that. If you had like really crazy questions to ask them, and they really liked it, they'd give you like a masterpiece figure or something. It was pretty cool. It was nice that finally, after what, like 21 years, we finally got some kind of new animation, right?
I was so excited, and I think I've told this story many times, but I think it was Robotech.com where they were doing that was pretty popping back then, and they were doing all the marketing for it and the hype. And of course, me, I'm thinking, like because I was a big fan, still am, but the time I'm thinking, okay, these are gonna be sold out, right? Like I gotta be at Best Buy as soon as it opens, and I sure was. I sure was, and I thought, in my mind, I'm thinking, it's gonna be like, the '80s Cabbage Patch doll, craze, Tickle Me Elmo craze, right? When you go in there and you're fighting for. Not really. I went in there and grabbed, they had a bunch of them, and of course, I grabbed my copy and called in from work that day just to go watch it. And thankfully I was the only one home. My wife was at work, and we only had one kid at the time. Actually, we didn't have a kid at the time, so just me and a little dog at the time, and yeah, watched it. Was so excited, so hyped, and it leaves you on a bit of a cliffhanger. And then, of course, we know
Yeah,
the rest is history.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, just it ended, right? That was it. We had the one movie and then nothing else, right? That was really disappointing. I mean, it was nice. It was nice to see something new, but then to get nothing afterwards, And from what I've read, it's really weird, but I guess from what I've read, that they made a deal for the movie rights with I think Warner Brothers or something at that time, and they didn't want to produce another bit of animation because they thought it might interfere with the movie development somehow, or
The
the movie's success.
reimagining of Robotech that has been
Yeah,
in production purgatory for almost 20 years.
seriously. Yeah. So they gave up on new animation just for that. I don't know. That
Yeah, we
I
hear the
think it's
same
just a
story.
dumb thing.
Yeah, we hear the same story every year. So I don't
Yeah.
know what to believe anymore. I want to. Deep down inside, I'm like, okay, yes, reimagining. We're gonna get a movie. We're gonna get a new anime once the movie comes out. It's gonna be great. And then it's excuse after excuse. And me being a fan, I want to be sympathetic to their explanations of why they haven't done it. But at the end of the day, we've been hearing the same stuff for years.
Yeah.
Excuse. They, Crystal Dreams was canceled because of this. Sentinels was canceled because of this. All these projects were canceled because of one thing or another, and it just. I think Harmony Gold is jinxed.
Sounds like it, right? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a pretty good movie. Um, Again, like you said, it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, and it was good for what it was. It was meant to start up something new, right? It
Yeah.
was meant to get a new series. I mean, I don't remember if it was exactly a new series or if they were going to just do movies. I think it was going to be a well, they had Shadow Rising was going to be the sequel, and that was going to be another movie. So
Yeah.
maybe they were just planning on doing the movies and stuff. But still,
That would have been amazing to get
yeah,
three movies. Just say three movies, right, to tell the whole story. Three 90-minute movies
yeah,
or whatever it is. That'd have been amazing. I would have loved that. Just finish something for once, right?
yeah. That would have been cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
I
Well,
loved
it was pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely there's some things I didn't like about it, but some weird things about it. But it was good overall. And
I,
again,
I
it,
still
it
watch
did
it.
it did its purpose. It served its purpose in getting you hyped for more. The only problem is that the more never came.
Yeah. Yeah. I still watch it a couple times a year and think about what could have been, right?
Yeah,
And a lot of people are like looking back now. They're like, "Oh, the animation, the CGI is terrible." Blah blah blah. It's like, okay, back then, that's kind of look at the year that it was made. That was pretty popular. That style of animation, and it's not terrible, right?
yeah,
It's that CGI anime, whatever you want to call it. But it's freaking Robotech, man. Especially like certain scenes in space battles where they're battling the Invid and it was just amazing to see Robotech after so many years. And I remember sitting there just being blown away, just wow. And of course, thinking about you guys, I got to see it in theaters, and
uh, yeah. It was. Yeah, I mean, that argument is kind of like saying like like Jason and the Argonauts, the effects in that,
yeah,
the effects of that, you can't compare it. You can't compare that
right,
to something that's happening now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah, you're
so
right,
such different
perfect, right?
eras.
Yeah, if you Jason versus the Argonauts or the original Clash of the Titans, or the
Yeah,
Calabas animation, the Scorpions, it's like back then it was like okay, that's all we had. It was freaking awesome. I remember being a kid being blown away.
yeah.
And same with this Robotech. I was like, we didn't give a crap back then. I didn't. People. It's easy for people to say it now. Oh, it's there. Shut up. Bite me.
So
Sorry. It's the
so with regards to the story in this one,
yeah.
basically it takes place during the final episode of
Yeah.
Robotech,
Yeah.
which is Symphony of Light, right? That's the
Yep. Symphony of Light.
yeah, Symphony of Light. So it takes place during that time as the expeditionary forces come back to Earth to try and liberate them from the Invid. And we follow the main characters. We got Maya Sterling, who is Maximilia's daughter,
Amazing
and
pilot.
and
Cocky. Love it. Can back it up.
Dana's sister. And
Hmm.
then you got Marcus Rush, who's Scott Bernard's fiance who passed away. Her brother.
Her brother, right? Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's her brother. And then you had, of course, Vince Grant, all roided up, and
Yeah. He was badass. I loved Vince Grant in that. Way better than the Sentinels version, but we never got to see all of that. So who knows? He may have been awesome then too.
yeah.
I didn't read the books yet.
And Louis makes a return from the Masters saga,
The
so that
most
was cool,
obscure, right? We get Louis Nichols
right? Of all of
from
them, right?
yeah. It's like okay. I mean, I'm fine with it. Still am. But it was just like I always want if I ever have a chance to talk to anybody over there that was behind the development of it, I'd ask them why Louis. Just curious. I want to know. But
Yeah,
just
of
like one
all
of their
those characters,
favorites.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it takes place during that final episode, and then they replay the battle with the
Hmm.
Invid, and then they replay some of the like Ariel's confrontation with the Regis and the Regis
Yeah.
leaving, that sort of thing. And then a new threat ends up emerging after the Invid leave, and that's like an ally of the expeditionary force turns out to be the bad guys, and um, they end up having the expeditionary force ends up having to fight them. They fight them off, and then you know Rick Hunter and the SDF-3 hadn't made the full jump, so they're still out there. And basically, at the end, Vince goes on a mission to go find Rick Hunter and the SDF-3. So it was pretty decent. Some of the things I didn't like was like I mean I can't say I didn't like it. I said it's weird. I guess the way that
Hmm?
they kind of went into that final episode and they changed a few things, like with the when Ariel is talking with the Regis,
Yeah.
nobody else is there, but in the
Yeah.
original
Where's Lance?
animation,
Where's Rook? Where's Rand? I mean,
yeah.
I don't
It's
care about
weird that they
Andy.
cut out. It's weird that they cut out all these other characters from
Yeah.
there. Especially
Yeah.
like when Scott leaves too. Even then, it's kind of it's just kind of weird that they did that. I don't know why they couldn't just put them in there, but I guess it probably would have cost. Probably cost. Probably it
Who
cost them.
knows at the
I would assume.
time, the legal licensing, all that. I'm sure that has something to do with it. If anybody knows, feel free to educate us in the comments. I'd love to know. I'm kind of lazy when it comes to researching that stuff. As noted in the past, I'm a casual fan. I don't get too far into the details. I watch the anime. I started reading some of the books. I collect stuff, as you can see right here. I'm one of the more cat. I don't even know too much about the RPGs. I know they exist, but I never read the material in them. I hear it's really good. Anyways, back there, I gotta say, Dave, when I saw Scott Bernard, that's my favorite. If anybody doesn't know, he's my favorite Robotech character. Cyclone is my favorite Mac. So when I knew Scott Bernard was in it, I was super excited. Still am. Still go back and watch it. I like the new anime, the way they make him. Of course, Ariel, Marlene. There he is. In that
Is
awesome suit. Yeah, it was really cool. I'm so glad that they included him in there. And
Yeah, and he's like a main character. He's the main one of the main characters too. Actually,
yeah,
I forgot to mention that before, but he
one
is
of
one of
the
the main characters because when the expeditionary force is getting attacked by by the Haydenites and all, he comes in and he swoops in and saves the day, kicking the crap
That's
out of everybody.
exactly what I was about to bring up. Thank you
Uh-huh.
for bringing that up. That see the smile on my face, these big old cheeks, get all happy. But that was like the coolest scene where they're like, "Hey, we're picking up something," and then he comes in and guess we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, and just lights them all up. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
Scott Bernard.
They did a little bit of a redesign with the characters look, but it's not bad. It's not a bad redesign at all.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah. I didn't mind really the redesigns all that much. I mean, some of them are kind of weird, like this one, like Ariel is drastically
Yeah, they're marketing to a specific group, right?
right. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, even Janice, right? If you look at it, and Janice compared to the Sentinels, and in this, there's something very that they have in common with Ariel and Janice.
Yeah,
You decide. It's not
exactly.
the hair. Although I do like the hair, and I like how I always liked how they match the hair with the eyes. It's kind of an
True.
anime thing, right? A lot of these studios do that. But I mean, overall, there's Brother Louis.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a tweak to basically his uniform and also tweaked a little bit.
Yeah,
But
he's upgraded. I like it. Still got the goggles on, and cooler
he,
hairstyle. I like Louis. He's a good guy.
he was a little. Upon rewatching it, I felt like he was a little annoying sometimes because he was trying to like crack these jokes
Yeah.
all the time, at Vince, and Vince is just like Vince kind of looks like he just wants to punch him in the face and just be like, "Yo,
I'm sure he
shut up, then,
does. I'm sure he
stop."
does. And I'm sure you heard all about him from his son, right? Vince Grant's the father of Louis Nichols. Um, I'm not Nick.
No,
Bowie Grant.
Bowie.
Jeez.
Yeah,
But yeah, when you gotta go, you gotta go. So let's get going. That was one of my favorite lines of Louis from the Master Saga. But yeah. Oh, there she is,
there's
Maya
Maya.
Sterling. Not blonde hair, not blue hair, not turquoise or teal, right? We get purple hair, Maya, which makes
I don't mind.
sense.
I don't mind it. I don't mind the purple.
Yeah. I mean, they can dye their hair whatever they want, right? Is that what you get when you do Max's and Maria's hair? Do you get purple? You got to add some red in there, right, somewhere.
Got to find out, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I do know with this one apparently, I guess the one thing I was disappointed about was not having any of the Macross Saga characters. No Miria, no Max, no Lisa. None of
Not even a
that.
mention.
Yeah, not even really. Actually, yeah, not even a mention of them really. Rick
Yeah.
Hunter was the only one that showed up, and they changed his look a bit and all. And I had read that was because they didn't have the rights to use those characters from Macross
Hmm.
in a sequel series, so they could only use uh, Southern Cross and Mosquito
Yeah.
characters. But like Rick Hunter, they changed him up quite a bit.
But that's when you
Yeah.
marry someone like Lisa Hayes. I mean, that's bound to happen right
I knew you
there.
were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say
I
that.
was
You had to
waiting
say
for
it.
my end right there. That was my chance.
You were
So
waiting for this picture the whole time.
I was, and that's being married to Lisa Hayes. That's the result right there. You know.
That's what happens right there, right? Now,
Yeah.
if he had married Minmay, he'd still look like this, right?
Oh, dude,
He'd still look like the
he'd
old
be
Rick.
happy. He wouldn't be, on his way into a black hole or anything like that. He'd be, she'd be happy
Oh
too,
man.
right? She wouldn't have to be dealing with what's his name, T.R. Edwards, abusive. And we won't get into the Sentinel stories, but yeah, poor guy, man. Here, this one's for you, Rick, brother Rick.
Oh man. Yeah.
You
No.
got
At
a
least Tony
piece.
Oliver came back to voice him. That was nice.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Yeah, I did like that we got Tony back, and of course one of my all-time favorites is Mark Hamill had a couple of cameo voices in there too, right?
Yeah, that's right. I had forgotten about that until I rewatched it recently.
Yeah,
Yeah, that he was
he's
in
one of
that.
the
He was
characters that gets blown up, and then he's the Haydenite, one of the Haydenites, I think, if I remember correctly.
yeah. I tried making a clip and the clip got all messed up. I wanted to show it. His character, the Commander Taylor, if I remember correctly, was the name, whatever. And then his death scene was just freaking nuts. Like where he's in his alpha and he just gets stabbed by one of the Invid, and just like his eyes are like bulging out of his head and his blood shooting all over the place. I was like, oh
It
crap!
was brutal. It's brutal. But
Yeah.
that's Robotech, right? We got to have the
Yeah,
little bit of blood and gore and death and all that fun stuff. No.
yeah. They don't shy away. Even in this, they don't shy away from killing characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
One weird thing too, like what they changed with the story too, was that at the end of during Symphony of Light when the Regis leaves, I mean, unless I'm seeing it wrong in that episode, she destroys the fleet when she leaves. She's
Most of
destroying.
them. She does some of them. I remember some of them still being left behind.
Uh huh.
But
But
yeah,
in this
that
one,
that
though,
was
she didn't do nothing. She didn't destroy anything. Everybody's still there. So they're
yeah,
kind of
just
like
the
retconning things a little bit.
yeah, that's going to happen regardless, right? I feel like the people in charge at this time, whether it be Tommy Yoon and everybody that kind of wrote this, they wanted to put their own little touch on it as opposed to what instead of piggybacking off what was already there to begin with. And I feel like that's my fear with anything new coming out is they're gonna take, okay, now it's mine. We have a nice foundation of what Robotech is in the story, but I'm gonna put my touch on it, and I think that's what's gonna send all the fans into an uproar if and when we get something new.
Yeah,
And they're gonna
yeah.
complain anyway. That's just what Robotech Macross fans do. They complain about everything. Nothing's ever good enough. But I
I
won't get
mean,
into stuff.
I mean, personally, I feel like they should have started after that. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
if you really want to remind people what happened, just do a quick recap, like a quick montage of things that happened. Just
Yes,
a quick
yes. Like
montage of it. I
when
feel like they spent too much time on this. They spent too much time in the final episode of Robotech.
showing us what we already saw X amount of
Exactly.
years ago. And the way they could have done it was like you're mentioning is the when what's her Marlene's nephew is telling the story about Scott and Marlene, right? They're kind of showing little pictures and
Yeah.
he's doing his little monologue and that they could have done that, right? And like you said, they could pick it up right when Scott's in space. He already leaves Earth. That way we don't have to worry about where's Lancer, where's everybody. He's going, he meets up, boom, and we get a little bit more moving, a little bit more meat and potatoes. But again, hindsight, right?
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I get it. They're telling it. It's kind of a different point of view at this point, right? They're telling it
Mm-hmm.
from the fleet's point of view rather than the freedom fighters'
Yeah,
point of view. But still, it's already happened. We don't need to know what happened there so much. Again, it could have been done in a flashback.
true.
In a flashback scene because they did have a little flashback scene with him when he was with his buddy. I can't remember the other guy's name, the other character he was with, but it was in the beginning of the movie, and he gets all emotional and he starts talking about explaining Robotech from the beginning a little bit,
Yeah.
right? He doesn't go into super detail, but he talks about it a little bit. So there could have been done
Yep.
something similar to that, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, it is what it is. But
Yeah, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay. You know, we can look back and complain and wish they would have done things different, and but it is what it is, right? It's set in stone. It's there, and if you own it, you own it. Matter of fact, I just got a copy recently. I don't know where, I think it's over there, but I got a copy of the Shadow Chronicles with oh, it's right here. Hold on. No, actually, no. This is just my Shadow Chronicles copy, but I was able to find one for a really really good price on eBay. It's the one with Shadow Chronicles and Love Live Alive,
oh
um,
yeah,
the combo. So I finally got a physical copy of that. Exciting. So
yeah, I gotta
uh,
find a copy of that. I never got that one. I never got
yeah,
it.
pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know, it's the
The
only way
only
to get
thing
those.
I actually got the slipcase for it. I have the
Really?
slipcase for it. Yeah, I have the slipcase for it because when I went to New York Comic Con one year, it was when the Love Live Alive was coming out, and I went to the panel, and at the end of the panel they were just giving things away, and they gave me the slipcase to the to the movie. I was like, okay, give me the movie too.
It
Yeah,
should just gave you the movie. Yeah. What
the
the
whole
heck,
damn
man?
thing. Yeah.
Bumped my camera there. Sorry, I'm a mess. But yeah, that's me protesting. Should have just given the movie my camera. But yeah. Well, that's cool, man. What do you think about the soundtrack?
Soundtrack is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as the original show,
Yeah.
but it's different, right? I mean, this is more like a movie uh, soundtrack. It just sounds more like symphonic or something like that. It just sounds more like that. It just has a different sound to it.
Yeah. I agree.
A real different sound to it. I mean, I like the Robotech theme
Yeah.
that
The
they did
beginning.
with it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I like that they incorporated parts of the original with it. I like that one a lot. But the rest of it's not bad, but it's just different. The original one I just feel like is better though.
Oh, always. I mean, that's always going to be the favorite. And then no slouch to this one or Sentinels, right? They all have their unique sounds and everything, but the original, you're not gonna beat it. It's just so much
Yeah.
awesomeness and everything went into that. And even to this day, you still play those. I still play them, right?
Oh, I still do.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but the
I,
Sentinels had its own charm. I liked it. I liked the intro, like you're saying, the Robotech theme, the way they mixed it up, and even just the sounds and everything throughout the entire movie were pretty solid.
yeah. It wasn't bad. One thing that's missing really too is there's no like vocal song though,
Yeah,
right? There's
Janice,
no.
missed opportunity, right?
Yeah, and I think the only thing she starts singing is
At the end.
at the end, right? She starts thinking, what song was she singing? Was it "We Will Win"?
We will
Right?
win. Yeah, just kind of fades out.
With her love interest Louis, right? And
Yeah,
Janice is an android, by the way. So,
makes sense that Louis would go after an android.
but how'd you like we'll jump into like the animation, right? Like, how'd you like the animation? Like, here's a little look of like the CGI
I like it.
animation.
Yeah, at the time I was amazed. Right, it was like even so, like I watched, I was like, oh, this is so freaking cool. And of course, now we fast forward now and we look back. If anybody knew that's seen this, they're like, oh, this is kind of weird. You hear that. It's like, I mean, I think it still holds up. It's fine. I'm fine with the CGI look, that CGI animated look. Some people aren't. A lot of people hate it, and that's fine, right? I'm not going to tell people how to think or anything, and you don't have to agree with me. I like it. I still do. I still don't mind. It's its own little unique piece in Robotech history. It might be the the last one of the last pieces we ever get. You never know. So I appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah,
What
I don't
about you?
mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind that they really kind of relegated it to like the space battles and space scenes, really, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are all that's where the CGI really comes in. Whereas, like, with the characters, you have the regular traditional animation, so they mixed it up a bit. So when you're
Hmm. Hmm.
focusing on the characters, it's the traditional animation, and then out in space, it's a little bit different. I didn't mind it at all.
Yeah, and
Um,
those scenes are awesome. I love them. It
yeah,
reminds me so much of the movie Ender's Game. I don't know if you've seen that or not. Have you
I
seen
have
that?
not. No, I've heard of it.
Oh,
I haven't seen it though.
you gotta watch it. It's actually pretty good. A lot of people didn't like it because it was based off a book. I never read the book. I just saw the movie,
Hmm.
and I enjoyed it. I still watch it every now and then. But there are a couple scenes in there where there's some space battles against a planet, and they have some type of like swarming species, and it reminded me so much of these battles with the Invid.
Hmm.
It's pretty cool. Of course, when I saw Ender's Game, I'm like, where the hell's my Robotech movie? Right?
And
We
if
can
they
do
could do
this. We
that,
can do a
where's that?
Robotech movie. Dang it.
But yeah, let me show a quick clip of like the alpha's kind of taking off a little bit here.
Yeah.
Wolf 3, you're clear to launch.
Roger that, Control.
Yeah, so like that's pretty cool the way they do that,
I like it. I like it.
right? Yeah, and again, like inside the ship is the regular animation, and then when they start focusing on the alpha, and when it leaves, it's they jump into the CGI. So it's not bad. And all the
I'm
alphas,
okay
these
with
are
it.
all the shadow fighters,
Yeah.
right? In this one, they have all the shadow fighters. They have all the shadow technology, which ends up being like a
Sabotaged.
yeah,
I love that.
little Trojan horse type of thing, right?
Yeah, that was great. The Haydenites totally screwed him over, man. They're, deactivate all your shadow devices. And they figured it out quick, right? It was like, oh, man. Was it Louis that figured it out? I
Louis,
think.
yeah, yep,
Yeah, good
Mr.
old
Louis.
Louis. Yeah, Brainiac, and so they were able to kind of figure that out and kind of buy them some time and everything. And what about the STF-3? What do you think about that?
Well, we didn't really see it.
Yeah,
We didn't really
couple,
see it in this.
couple glimpses here and there,
Like
but
yeah, like
nothing.
barely though. Like
Yeah,
they didn't. It would have been nice if they focused on it a little bit, right?
a little bit more, but I think compared to the Sentinels, how drastic of a change, and that's kind of where I was talking about earlier, how whoever, whether it be Tommy Yoon or somebody, decided they were going to put their own touch on it and change the look of the SDF-3 compared to how it looked in Sentinels. Which again, we didn't really get to see a whole lot of that either. It was a couple little quick shots here and there, but
Yeah.
totally different. Totally different. Hmm.
So let's jump. Let me jump into one more clip here real quick, and then
Sure.
have something to say on that one. So this one's Maya Sterling showing off some skills.
Yeah.
Holy sh...
Relax, I got it.
Love the confidence.
And I like how with just like her parents, she's got the custom colors on her alpha, right? She got
Yeah,
her purple, right? Miria had the red, and Max had the blue, right?
I love that.
Like, oh damn.
Thanks. I owe you one.
What? Look more like 24 to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Right? I like that.
I like the character a lot. I like the character a lot. I love those scenes. And yeah, overall, she's definitely a Sterling.
But yeah, going back to what we were just saying before, like, well, a little bit more, I guess story wise, right? Like we're gonna stay away from the comic. There was the prelude to the Shadow Chronicles comic, but we're just gonna kind of keep that off to the side till we get into the comics and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
the way that like you were saying, the difference in the design of the SDF3 is weird, right? They put their own spin on it, I guess. So, but
Hmm.
it's also when you take into account the comics and some of the things that they say in this, right? It's like the Sentinels kind of happened, right? Or at least some of it happened,
Yeah.
right? To
Yeah.
to a degree, the Sentinels did happen, but then
Hmm.
like I guess they just picked and cherry picked certain things to happen, and then
That's
um, you know, it. I wish it was a little bit more of a true sequel that kind of picked up where Sentinels did. Like I always wish that they had just done Sentinels. Uh, I wish they had just continued that.
we all
That
do,
would have
right?
been
Like
that would have been
I
cool to
think,
see what happens, right? But
yeah, I think about it a lot. Like, man, just give us the Sentinels before you give us anything new, right? I mean, I was happy with Shadow Chronicles. I still am, but it
yeah,
would have been nice, like you said, to just finish the Sentinels. Give us what I think. If you ask any Robotech fan what they want, would you rather have Shadow Chronicles or would you rather have Sentinels completed? I think hands down, I shouldn't say 100%, but the majority would definitely be in favor of getting Sentinels completed.
yeah. Because see, that's kind of another knock that I have with it. Again, nothing crazy, just kind of nitpicking, I guess, about
Yeah.
it. Is that it also can be confusing
Mhm.
to watch this, and for the first time because you're just kind of like, well, what happened before? They don't really talk about um, the mission all that much, really. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think they really even mention anything other than like they made an alliance with the Haydenites and they gave them this technology, and that's kind of like it. Really, they don't
Yeah.
talk about the Regent. They don't talk about Edwards. They don't talk about any of that stuff. Again, I know they touch on some of this stuff in the Prelude comic, but again, like just going into the movie and just watching the movie without having read the comic, it's a little bit kind of confusing. Like instead of jumping into the final episode of Robotech, maybe they could have done something with like the Prelude comic in animation
Yeah.
on here. You know?
That would have been awesome too if we could have gotten that. And I think it makes you wonder, right? Where were they going with this whole Shadow Chronicles story? And to me, I've always asked, and I've heard other people say, okay, you call it Chronicles, meaning it sounds like there's more than one. We were supposed to get some additional stuff, and it just, again, where were they going? What is this story? What was it leading up to? And again, we'll never know.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, right? Because they were
Yeah.
working on that sequel. Well, allegedly working on that sequel, and then it just stopped, right?
Yep, yep. For
But yeah, I
whatever
mean,
reason, don't know, don't care at this point. And again, if we get a reimagining that they're talking about of Robotech, who knows where that's gonna go? So it's gonna be something different now. That's gonna be told by, like I said, we're gonna have the foundation of the story, but then there's gonna be a little bit of changes here and there. We can only imagine what that's gonna be if and when we get that.
yeah, yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
happy either way. I mean, whatever, right? It's more Robotech.
yeah. And again, it ends on the note that they're going to go after Rick Hunter in the SDF-3. They're going to go look for him and save him.
Same as Scott Bernard, right? The original Robotech series at the end of the new
Yeah,
generation, right? He
yeah,
went to go meet up with Admiral Hunter, and because he never made it back, right?
yep. He was going to go find him. He was flying off into space to go find him.
My theory is Rick Hunter. He just had enough of Lisa. He was just taking it straight into that black hole.
just
He's like,
flying into a black hole.
I'm done, man. This is
That's
it.
it. This is too much. This is too much.
I'm gonna get so much flack for that. Oh well.
Oh God, you Lisa Hater, Lisa Hater. God.
I like Lisa Hayes. She has her place, but I think he would have been better off with Min May. That's just my personal opinion. There are a couple of people who share that, so
That
it's a minority.
now since we're jumping into this part, and that's since we're jumping into this going off topic here a little bit. I'm asking you a question now.
Yeah,
What would have happened had he went with Minmay at the end instead of going with Lisa and he went with Minmay? Would he have stayed in the defense force? You think? Do you think he would have stayed, or would he have quit to be with her?
he would have
Like,
quit to be with her. He would have lived happily ever after, and it would have been a beautiful life. No more wars, anything like that. Well, You got the Master Saga. He would have been the hero of the Master Saga. He would have stayed behind and helped lead them,
Right?
defended
Can
his
you imagine?
little. Yeah,
Imagine how different that could have turned out, right?
yeah.
If he was part of that.
Oh yeah.
It's
I'm sure he
interesting.
would. Yeah, maybe he wouldn't have quit. Maybe now I'm thinking about it now. Of course, right? And like, man, now I have to really put some thought into this.
He
You
could
know,
have jumped back in. He could have quit and then jumped back in after like
duty
things started
calls.
going crazy. Yeah, I'm sure they would have taken him. Well, Leonard might not have taken him back, but he might have been able to get in there with Emerson. Emerson might have been able
Oh,
to sneak him in.
Ralph would have
Maybe I
had
don't
him
know.
in a heartbeat, right? And he would have been up there with his new squad. He might have been the Roy Fokker of right?
Right?
One of the great hero, elderly, and then untimely death. Unfortunately, who knows? But
Well, there's a question for you. Anybody that's watching this, the Robotech fans watching this, what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. If Rick had gone with Minmay instead of Lisa at the end of the Macross saga, would he have stayed in the RDF or would he have quit?
he
What
would
do
have
you
been
think?
happy. He would have been happy.
Oh, jeez.
I have to throw that stuff out there. It's part of my whatever you want to call it, my gimmick, right? I have
Your
to do
your,
the
your
the
persona over there.
yeah. I got to stick by the Minmay thing, and give Lisa a little. I do like Lisa Hayes, by the way. If anybody's curious, I know it's a really old anime, and I still piss people off when I do stuff like that, which is funny to me. But yeah, I like
You
Lisa
know what?
Hayes, but I like Minmay better as a
You know what?
kid.
You know what you need. Going back to a toy that you said back in the day. You need a tickle me Minmay doll. That's what you need.
That just sounds so wrong. But let's back into Shadow Chronicles.
Anyway, yeah. So your favorite mecha was always the Cyclone, right? So
I love it.
there's a quick little
Yes.
look. I like this. I wish that they had released the Vince Grant one right here, the
Oh
darker
yeah.
color one. That's pretty hot. You got the traditional one over there, in the green,
Yep.
and then you got Vince's darker color one here. I think it's pretty hot. I wish they had come out with a toy with that.
It's awesome. I love that scene too, where Scott Bernard and Vince Grant are fighting side by side, backing each other up against that Haydenite, and it's just so cool. But you're right, that Cyclone is
Yeah.
just awesome,
Well,
awesome.
well, hang on. Let's check that out real quick. They did make that.
Ooh, bonus clip.
Organics are no
So that right there, that's what one of the Hayden Knights look like. The little guy in the bottom here.
Yep.
Strange creatures.
Yeah,
Android, right? Like they're
some type of inorganic.
yeah.
match for the mechanized might of the Haydenites.
Guess we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty cool reveal, right?
Oh yeah. Not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't expecting it to be like this half a body floating thing, but he doesn't fare too well though against them.
Yeah, you got Scott Bernard and Vince Grant.
Oh,
This means nothing.
I love that with Vince standing over him like that.
All those who embrace
That was a cool
protoculture
scene.
are
I love that
doomed.
scene. That's actually one of my favorite scenes in the movie. When they're fighting side by side against that Haydenite.
Not today.
That's like one of those like '80s one-liners, right? Not today. You can picture like Arnold saying that.
Right? You got to get an Arnold line in there.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, so final thoughts on it. What do you say? Final thoughts.
I love it. I really do. I really do. Even though it leaves us on a cliffhanger, it was, I'm not going to change the way I feel after all these years because at the time I was so excited, so pumped up. Disappointed that we didn't get more, absolutely. But for what it is, as a Robotech fan, I love Shadow Chronicles. Don't care about the CGI. Don't care about anything else. It was something new at the time, and it gave us hope for more. We didn't get that, but it's its own little piece of Robotech history. And even if we never get anything else, I'm still always going to go back and watch it, just like I will with the Sentinels, and I'll rewatch the original saga, that kind of stuff. So you,
Well, give me a star rating, 5 out of 5 stars.
out of five, as a Robotech fan, I'm going to give. Kind of call me a fanboy, whatever you want. 5 out of 5. Don't
All
care.
right, all right. I'm gonna go like 3.5, 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
something like that. Again, it was I detailed some of the things that I was nitpicking about, some of the things
Hmm.
I didn't like about it, but none of that stuff really, it doesn't kill the movie for me. It was still good. I still enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and again, it's sad that it ends on that cliffhanger, and we haven't gotten anything more. But it again, like I said earlier, it did its job. It got you hyped up for Robotech. Robotech was
Yeah.
back. It got you hyped up for it, hyped up for more, which they said was coming, but of course, unfortunately, it didn't come. But it did good. I enjoyed it.
I
So
yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and if you're watching Robotech right now and you're looking on where to go, obviously Sentinel's right next, and then but check it out, check it out. Hope you if you're curious about Robotech and you're watching it, check it out. It's worth watching. Just go into it knowing that we're not going to get anything else after that. Right? There's nothing else.
yeah, well, like you said, I was gonna say, but you said it perfectly, right? It's worth watching if you're interested in Robotech and you've watched the other parts of it. It's definitely worth watching. Definitely,
Yeah.
recommend it.
It gives us an opportunity to see what could have been, right? A little bit more of a modern touch on the characters. Some of the characters, not all of them, and so again, it's Robotech. I accept you. I embrace you with all your
Sure.
flaws and warts and everything. I'll take it. Take whatever I can get.
Well, I know your favorite character is Scott Bernard, so I'm sure he was your favorite in this one too.
I
But
was very happy. Yes, yes,
I gotta
very
go. I
happy.
gotta go with Maya for mine. I really enjoyed her character in this.
And it was a perfect way to blend it, right? You have some of the old, and you introduce some of the new characters. And I think it was very well executed by bringing in these new characters, and you have a little bit of nostalgia with Louis, with Vince Grant, with Rick Hunter, and Scott Bernard and Ariel, and then you bring in all these several new characters, and it was a perfect blend. I think it was well executed in that way.
Yeah. So again, definitely check it out if you're interested in Robotech. It's definitely something good to watch. So I think that's it for today for this one. So uh, if you like the video, please consider hitting that good old like button and subscribing to my channel, and of course to Robotech Guy's channel, the Undisputed Combo. Also, I have links to his Instagram in the description box below. Go follow him on Instagram for a ton of awesome Robotech content on there. He's the master of Robotech content on
Robotech
Instagram. So
Master.
he is the Robotech master on Instagram. You gotta check him out.
You're too
And,
kind.
leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you've watched Shadow Chronicles. Do you agree with us that it was good, or do you hate it? Do you love it? Uh, you know, or just say hi. We always love hearing from everyone. All right. So I guess until next time, be safe, be well, and we're gonna catch you later.
Hey, Dave,
Hey,
you're still
still
here. So, if you're still here, congratulations. Thank you for sticking it out and watching the entire episode all the way through. We are very grateful for that. But you have now we talked about a giveaway at one point, so I want to give this book away here. This is the Zentradi Rebellion, book number 19 in the series. So it's not brand new. It's not in mint condition. It is used and a little bit beat up. It's been read a couple times, but I want to give this away to somebody. So how do you enter? Okay, you got to be subscribed to Dave's channel. You got to like this video, and I want you to leave a comment with the word horticulture. That's it. You're entered. And the next time we do a video, we're gonna round up all the. We're gonna give about a week. Dave, you put the date in the description. A week from when this video releases, we're gonna cut off all of the entries. We're gonna put you in a pool. We're gonna randomly select somebody and then we'll announce it on our next video.
Sounds good. Just to be a little bit more specific, I guess, with subscribing, be a public subscriber, so we know that you're a subscriber, so we know.
Yeah. I'm gonna send this to you. We're gonna select one winner. I'm gonna send it to you. Obviously, United States. I'm not a overly rich person, so I'm not going to pay $50 to ship it to another country. So this is open only to U.S. entries only. I apologize. Again, I'm just I've sent like a single page envelope to other countries and paid like $50 for shipping. Not going to do that this time for this book. It's going to cost me way more for that. But yeah, so U.S. entries only. And best of luck to you. Thank you again for sticking around.
Yep. Thank you again for sticking around this far and watching. Take care.